Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind owning it. Well, no, I wouldn't own a tiger. They're ferocious. They're scary.
No, they're not. You just train it to not be. You just be like, no, don't be me. Smack on face.
Hello, and welcome back to the Roman Roads YouTube channel. This is a medley. I'm Roman.
And I'm Rodez.
And today we're talking about
Sport gambling.
and laws that are changing, correct?
No, it's a law.
A law.
That's been overturned. Federally, on the federal level, there was restrictions on gambling. You could only gamble in your state if it had been grandfathered in, meaning you'd been able to. They had gambling there before, so once they started passing laws that you couldn't, they already said, "Well, we have the infrastructure, so we'll keep it."
Okay.
And now, the federal government has no say in it, and a state that doesn't have specific laws against it, now it could spread. So, I think they said about 42 states. It now opens up to just like having casinos if they want. Oh, no, not casinos. It's not casinos. It's specifically sports betting.
Sports specifically. Betting. That's what I had heard. Like also like betting on horses, betting on but also
sports.
like
anything else.
Any sports, baseball games, football games, all that kind of thing, right?
Is like so. Basically, you're not going to see necessarily casinos, but you could see bookies and sports books. Basically, sort of like what DraftKings is jumping around being, could now just straight up say, I am a bookie.
Well, there's a whole thing, right? Because of the federal law that online games like that,
they had to shut down or something. Like like there's a lot of loopholes you had to jump to. Okay. Now less loopholes.
All right.
So this could create a lot of jobs, and it could be a big issue too, because gambling is bad for some people. They have trouble with regulationing themselves even. It's it could be. Now here's the thing: just because somebody has an issue with something doesn't mean nobody should be allowed to do it, I think. But it is a tough call, man. The more important issue, though, from what I heard, was that this law being overturned, it wasn't specifically having to do like where you need a sports law thing in place. It was more to do with the federal government interacting with the state laws, basically overseeing what they could do. So this could be a victory for state laws in general, which means things could get a little weird.
Is it kind of similar to like how the marijuana laws are in some states? It's in federal level, it's illegal. But in some states, it's legal, so it kind of makes it tricky.
That is exactly where we're going to now. There's not 100% a clear answer on what's going to happen going forward because we're sort of developing things as we move on. Because lately, there's been a big uproar in what the states are allowed to do versus what the federal government is allowed to do in those states. Okay. I mean, what is it? Your gun rights, your gambling rights, your personal rights, your privacy rights. All these things are going to be affected by this law because now it's you're still going to have federal oversight, but it's not going to have that same hammer that it did before to just boom, no, don't do that no more.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. What do you think about this? Is this good, bad? Would you like to gamble on the sports?
To be honest, I know a lot of people who do gamble on the sports. I've never been much of a gambler. So for personally me, I don't think it would affect me as much. But I think it would maybe make me more curious. And if there was a space in order to go gamble on sports.
Already created a customer /
I would try it. I'm not a gambling man. I'm not... don't have the that's the
other thing, the skill. Because it is considered knowledge. You get a bit of a way around it with DraftKings because it can be considered a skill-based game as opposed to a luck-based game just because they can beat the averages so often. But still, luck is a huge factor in it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if I had the extra cash to spend, I think I'd be more inclined.
Yeah, if it's pretty cheap, I could see throwing the same way we have. What is it like? $1 and $5, $10 scratch offs.
Yeah.
I could see throwing that out at a couple of games.
Yeah,
and
basically with me.
Not that I ever would for it to say moral and wrong.
I'll buy maybe $5 worth of scratch offs every couple of months.
Yeah.
So it'd be the same amount that probably, or maybe a little more if I had a little extra, something like that. It wouldn't be a everyday thing.
Maybe get more people into sports, you think? Do you think it would do
that? Possibly. I mean, and I think I can see it being a big boost for sports. I mean, down here, I know we do have a big sports community.
You know, I could see the sports booking agencies or clubs or companies like funding local sporting leagues and stuff. I could see that. Yeah, think about it.
I could also see a lot of people maybe complaining about that, and maybe a lot of people getting in a little more trouble with the money that they're putting into it. But I don't know. I mean, I can see some good stuff. I can see some bad stuff coming out of it. I don't know. We'll wait and see. I mean, how soon could we see some changes, or do you know?
I do not know. It has just been overturned, and I guess you're just sort of waiting to see for the wheels to start turning, because just because something happens doesn't. There's probably people jumping on this already. Even with once the announcement was around the corner to start creating new apps and start looking at new businesses. So the wheels are already in motion for what's going to happen. We just haven't seen it come out yet. But be on the lookout for other DraftKings-like services in commercials on apps and stuff, and let us know if you see anything out there like that. Maybe we'll give it a look-see.
And let us know if you guys are into gambling and like what changes you might think that will come about because of these.
We're going to be sponsored all of a sudden and be like, what a great idea this was that they allow this now.
Yeah. Well, what other kind of laws do you think would come into effect? Like, what other responsibilities or privileges do you think would state laws have that they don't have right now?
I wonder if you could change with like the types of, not necessarily guns, but armored vehicles, because I think there's think about it. There's I think it's a federal law. I'm pretty sure that humans, regular people, non-military people are not allowed to have civilians allowed to have treaded vehicles like a tank. Okay. Now you can own an armored vehicle.
Why would we need one?
That's not the point. The point is the right. And you can basically there's some armored vehicles that have wheels and you're allowed to use those. But what if, look at this, a tread on your tires could help you get out of, the mud a lot easier. It would be, basically the reason that construction equipment has it is because treads are really good for getting around rough terrain.
But this will be on regular vehicles.
Could be on regular vehicles, yeah. What if I have the option of like just attaching some treads to my F-150 and I just want to go literally up a mountain vertically? You know, I want that option. I should have that option as a right of an American. And yeah. I don't know. I don't need the reason. That's the point. The point is,
I'm not saying you need a reason. I'm saying I never thought about it.
Exactly. And maybe other types of irresponsible equipment that I would be allowed to have. Maybe, who knows, man? Oh, I wonder if this would affect, like, can we all start like flying helicopters? Because I know that FCC sort of like regulates how many pilots out there. Like, can we all become pilots now if we want? Like how it is up in Alaska, because I think the federal government says like, no, you're only allowed to do this, and that. Really? That would help. That's what could really decongest the highway system. If there's just
everybody
a bunch of people,
had a helicopter,
not everybody, just like the rich people. Shouldn't the rich people allow more easier access to aircrafts, personal variety like helicopters? Not enough. And it's like it's the uber rich. What about the medium rich, the slightly rich? You know, the embarrassed rich person, aka poor people now. You know, we should have pilot classes in high school, maybe even junior high. And by classes, I mean like a video you watch like in between, you know.
Just a video?
Why not?
This is how you pilot a helicopter.
It's Darwinism in the sky. A lot of great points we made there. Lots of awesome ideas, but you might not think so. Let us know what you feel. Please like and share the videos, and you can find more on
Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and here on our YouTube channel.
Thanks, guys.